Hi, I'm Stephanie Smith, your president, and welcome to our Step Up course. So I'm going to share a little bit of my story with you and my experiences with stepping up. So when I was a lot younger, I worked in retail, and like a lot of young workers, I did not like conflict. I mean, it was really hard for me to sort of question why things were the way they were. I mean, for a lot of us, it's hard to challenge the boss or stand up for ourselves, especially because we know that there's a power imbalance. And so we get used to sort of keeping down and maybe just worry about keeping our jobs. But despite all of that, I was a little more outspoken than most. And at the store I worked at, I realized I really had to speak out about something that I was watching that was really unfair. One of our colleagues was pocketing the commissions that we all worked for. And so I had to step up and call her out on it. I had to fix it for myself and for my coworkers. Now, years later, as an early childhood educator at the childcare center where I worked, we had a volunteer board of directors, and most of them were really lovely people, but pretty hopeless when it came to managing a workforce. And so again, I felt I needed to step up, and I was elected by my coworkers as a shop steward and as the bargaining unit chair. And so together, we bargained some really strong collective agreements, and for me, a whole new world opened up. Our union provided the training and the support that I needed to do those roles, and I got an extended family. Wonderful people mentored me and encouraged me to take on more. And I eventually became part of the local executive and the component executive. As I took on each of those new leadership roles, I learned more. I learned to critically think about our workplaces and society and how they're structured, who's got power, who doesn't have power, and how collectively together can we make change. So in our convention in 2011, I was encouraged to run for the position of treasurer. And 3 years later, when our president retired, there were a lot of our members who were saying, go for it. And I did. We shared a vision of the BCGEU as a forward-thinking union, a progressive union that engaged our members and the public on effecting change in our workplaces and creating the province that we want. Looking back, I know that I never imagined being president when I first started becoming involved. But I had grown a lot. I had challenged myself. I'd been supported and encouraged, and I knew that I could step up and take on this next challenge. We all have the untapped potential to be leaders and to contribute in our union, in our community, in our workplaces, in all three. And I really believe when people are given an opportunity and they're encouraged and they're supported, that they can be leaders. And it's really rewarding. Every day I am struck by how wonderful it is to work for you, our members, and to work for a change in society. So it's hard to imagine that this entire journey started by taking that first step, and I really hope that you'll consider taking yours.